Going to play conservative here on the turn and check. And by checking, Andy thinks he's got the best hand, Vince.
Andy.
And he's going to fire it out, 760,000. Season 14 getting underway right here at Choctaw Casino Resort. There you see the chip count. Andy Wong, WPT champion, out in front with nearly 11 million in chips.
And that's what they're playing for. First place prize, close to 700,000 here tonight. And here's the beautiful Hublot watch, the timepiece that the champion gets to keep. The antes will start at 10,000. The blinds 40 and 80.
And Vinny, you had a great run here. Almost made it to this final table.
Thank you, sir. Alex Linsky from Australia takes a look at an ace-5. He'll quickly muck his hand.
Over to the chip leader, Andy Wong. He folds.
Darren Elias, two-time WPT champion, has a queen-jack. And he will raise it to 175 to go. But right next to him, Jason Bryn with ace-king.
I'm all in.
All in.
Jason, the lone amateur at this table, moves all in with the ace-king.
Now look at this. Mina Greco with a pair of eights. A quick fold by her. Jake Schindler out.
Now back to Darren Elias. He's chuckling because it's over a $2 million raise.
And he's not going to do it. Jason Bryn's going to show him the hand.
Two aces? Ace king. Really? That was a nice first
The
hand.
newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today with this QR code and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
Played tight yesterday. It sucked.
Now you can play crazy today?
I'm gonna play crazy today.
How crazy?
I'm gonna get it all in many times until I win.
How good of a hand do you need?
The nuts.
The nuts?
Yeah.
You just said you were gonna play crazy. Playing crazy with the nuts isn't that crazy.
Limited crazy.
Unlimited possibilities.
On to hand number 2. Jake Schindler from Hollandale, Florida, looks down at a king 10.
Jake Schindler, one of the most respected pros in the world. Plays all the high roller events and does well in them.
Makes it 200,000 to go. Alex out, and now Andy Wong. WPT champion at Brigada a few seasons back goes away.
Over to Darren, he's out as well.
I bet. See, I'm changing your play.
Put the fear in me, man.
I know.
I was actually surprised because Darren didn't raise it on the button.
Raise.
And he's going to raise out of the small blind here, but notice
It's already a raise there.
It's gonna be.
he didn't realize Jake Schindler raised this pot under the gun, Vince.
That's 320 is that.
20. I grabbed the wrong chips.
On his left is Mina
320.
with a nothing hand, so she'll have to go away.
And let's see if Jake Schindler picks up on that. He picks up on about everything.
You angling me? You must have a really good hand. All in.
But he's going to go all in and a quick fold.
He was certain Jason didn't realize he raised under the gun.
I won't lie to you, I didn't know you were in hand. Guess I should pay attention.
Picking up on it, moved in, took down the pot.
Keep your ears, your eyes open. Stole that pot away.
You a little steamy, you got snapped there, Jake? You're a smart guy, man.
Jake is a very confident player who plays the biggest tournaments in the world. Anytime you get a player who's that confident, they're going to put you to the test.
Well, he put Jason to the test, and Jason failed.
All right, back to the Australian Alex Linsky, 25 years old. He's got a big hand, ace-king.
Yeah, lives in Brisbane, Australia. Was born in England.
Makes it 175 to go, and he also has a pretty attractive ace-10 of spades.
Many people would 3-bet in this spot. Some would fold, and he's just going to call.
Darren out. Jason Bryn now with a pair of sevens.
You know, how do you play the mid-pair here? After it's been raised and called, you just call yourself on the button. That's how Jason's playing it.
Mina and Jake out.
So three-way action here.
Here comes the flop. It's an ace-jack-9. Aces for two players.
Yeah, nice flop for Alex. He's out in front, top pair, top kicker. He's going to bet 265,000. Andy Wong, he's going to make the call.
Jason flies away, so two-handed poker. Both have aces. Here comes the turn. It's a 3 of clubs. 2 clubs out there.
Now Alex going to fire out again. This time 575,000. Oh, and look at this, Vince. Andy is going to raise this pot with just an ace-10 here. He makes it 1.2 million to go. Oh, boy, what a mess this puts Alex in. We can see he's got the best hand with top pair and top kicker, but believe me, if you're sitting at that table and the chip leader raised you in this spot, you think you could be drawing dead. He might have aces and jacks. You just don't like it.
He's going to fold the best hand. So strong play by Andy Wong there, taking down that pot.
Andy going for a second WPT title tonight. Now over to Jake Schindler.
From Hollandale, Florida, he's going to fold the hand. And now Alex also out.
Not really.
Down to the chip leader.
Probably a lot, if you attend Jack there.
Andy Wong, and wow, he's got the big boys, 2 kings, 2 cowboys out here in the West.
Beautiful. And he'll make that raise to 180 to go. Darren Elias gonna fold.
Over to Jason Bryn, the lone non-professional at the table.
He's gonna go out as well. Now Mina Greco, the Italian-American. She's got a pretty good ace-queen. Says she speaks fluent Italian.
She's gonna raise it, Vince. And Mina and Andy are good friends. They're both from Houston.
Little does she know she's playing with fire. Andy with the real hand. Oh boy.
Gonna 4-bet it, Vince. Just gonna send her a message. Save your dough, hit the road. I've got it.
Total of 820. She's in a predicament.
Well, Vince, she proclaimed she was not gonna get pushed around at this table. What is she gonna do now? It's gonna take nearly 40% of her chips to make this call. And she does make the call.
Oh boy.
So we are going to the flop. Mina in trouble right now.
She's got to get lucky on the flop, and she does so as an ace. Jack 6 hits the board.
Mullen.
Well, she moves all in.
That sucks.
Not going to take any chances.
Well, she's sending Andy a message now. I hit the ace. It's got to look like she had ace king or ace queen the way she's played this hand, Vince.
Nice hand, Mina.
Thank you.
She just didn't want the extra action. She pushes Andy away. Mina Greco taking down that one. And the blinds are going up to 50 of 100. It's on Mina. She won't play that. And now Jake Schindler goes out. Alex from Australia with queen 8 of diamonds going to raise to 200,000 to go. Andy with an ace 7.
Gonna 3-bet it here. In position, chip leader.
5-10 total. Darren out. Jason, the 42-year-old businessman out of Kansas.
No, it's on me. Better pay attention.
Goes out.
Yep, and now it's back on Alex. Loves to travel. He's been traveling around with his girlfriend in a RV.
Wow, what he's doing now, Vince?
What's he doing?
He's gonna 4-bet here.
Whoa.
Against the chip leader.
Yeah, 3 back.
And all of a sudden,
3.5.
Andy Wong's A7 doesn't look very good. Andy made a nice 3-bet. Most people will just throw the queen 8 away after that 3-bet from the chip leader.
Yep, and he's going to go out.
Alex 4-betted to win the pot. Vince, the last 2 pots these guys have played against each other. They've outplayed each other with the worst hand. That's the guy that's won the pot.
Just didn't think your opponent was that strong. These guys are earning pots. This is a high level of poker we're seeing.
And of course, still well out in front there, 10.2 million. Darren Elias going for his 3rd WPT title tonight in 2nd chip position, 8.6 million.
Okay, down to the next hand on the man from Hollandale, Florida, Jake Schindler. Well-respected pro, 25 years old. He's got zippity-doo-dah. He folds. Alex also taking a breather.
Back around to Andy Wong. This time he's got the 2 walking sticks.
2 7s.
Fires it up a bit.
Raised to 225 to go. Darren out. And Jason Bryn folding that junk.
Well, Mina's got king nine of diamonds, and the big blind going to make the call here. So again, the two players from Houston going to battle it out.
King nine versus a pair of sevens, and the flop is a 9-6-4. Good for Mina.
Beautiful flop for Mina. She's got top pair. She's going to lead out here, Vince. I'm a little surprised by this. Normally, if you flop top pair, you just check raise, the pre-flop raiser.
350 she bets.
She's going to send a message, but are you really going to believe she's got a 9 in her hand to call a raise pre-flop? You know, it would look more like a straight draw or a flush draw if you were sitting in Andy's seat. He's going to make the call with the 2 sevens. You just think people are going to check raise you if they hit top pair. Well, a 10 comes off, so Mina's still with the best hand, but she got called on the flop. She's going to play conservative here on the turn and check. And by checking, Andy thinks he's got the best hand, Vince.
Andy.
And he's going to fire it out, 760,000. So much for friends from Houston.
Let it go. Go ahead.
She's going to make the bad fold.
Nice hand, Andy.
Right.
Yeah, Vince, she's not going to like the way she played that hand when she sees it.
Where's your rail, Andy? I don't hear nothing.
Hey, y'all,
There you go. There it is. There it is.
Oh, they're all drawn.
I'm not drunk yet.
as soon as I went over there, I'm breaking, like, all right, it's shot time.
The Australian Alex Linsky, poker pro, quickly folds his hand. Andy Wong with an ace-9 of diamonds.
Got 4 tough young pros here that are in their 20s fighting it out for this title. Andy going to raise it here with ace-9 of diamond. Makes it 225,000 to go.
Now around to Jason Bryn,
Mullen.
who has a king-queen. He's going to go all in. Mina out. Jake out and back on Andy, the chip leader.
Well, Andy has the best hand, but do you want to put in $2 million more when your opponent could easily have ace-king, ace-queen where you're dominated? 2 jacks where you're a big dog.
What a move by Jason Bryn.
Well, was it ever? I just don't think Andy can put in $2 million more with that hand, and he folds it.
No ace this time?
No more showing.
Oh my God, I had an ace.
Yes, Jason Bryn stealing that one. There's Jason's wife.
Come on.
There we go. His wife Megan drove in from Kansas City to watch her man play here today.
So close. Oh, close. You had an ace? Very close. Suited too.
You don't have to show, but what'd you have?
The winning hand.
You did. Certainly that, for sure.
I can't figure it out. I don't know if he's like crazy or is he just new strategy if I get a hand on the pile. Wish you would tell us.
If I think it's best going in, there ain't no need to see the flop. So I can get outplayed by somebody that does this for a living.
Oh, that's a strategy.
You agree with that?
Huh?
Don't give these guys hints. All right, on to the next one. Andy, this time with a pair of 4s, just going to call it. And now Darren Elias has picked up ace-king.
Well, he's going to raise it. Makes it 350,000 to go.
Jason,
Does he even know it's his turn?
migraine perhaps.
Fold.
He's going to go out finally, and now Mina also folding.
Jake out as well.
Alex not going to play, so back on Andy.
Well, Andy's going to make the call. These are the 2 WPT champs, the 2 chip leaders fighting it out here.
Yeah, 4s versus ace-king. The flop is a queen-queen 3.
Well, Andy has the best hand with 2 4s. He checks, and Darren checks the ace-king right behind him. Surprised about that. Now another queen comes off. Now this will send a message to Andy that he's got the best hand, I would think. You're automatically going to put your opponent on ace-king, ace-jack in this situation.
Bets 410, and an auto call there by Darren.
Can't blame Darren for calling.
River card, jack of diamonds.
That would be a little scare card, I would think, in fear that your opponent might have ace-jack here, but Andy doesn't seem fearful at all. He's going to lead out and make a pretty good wager here, 880,000. Now Darren knows all he can beat is a bluff. His opponent would check down ace-high in this situation for sure. And Darren makes the good laydown, throws the ace-king away, so read his opponent right. Here you see Andy's got some fans in the house cheering him on.
And Andy Wong edging closer to becoming the WPT champion here.
His second WPT title. Calm, cool customer at the table, as is Darren Elias, as is Jake Schindler. It's a tough final table.
Couple folds around to Jake Schindler from Hollandale, Florida. He likes his king, queen of diamonds. Gonna raise to 250 to go. Alex out.
Over to Andy. Looks down at a queen jack offsuit.
And he plays a lot of pots. They say it's the perception of being crazy, and now he is going to 3-bet this.
Vince, he doesn't just play them. He plays them aggressively, as we've seen all night long. 3-betting here with just queen high.
Durant out.
Well, Jake Schindler is going to look at a flop. He makes the call. Has him dominated. King, queen versus queen jack, but he doesn't know it.
And here is the flop. It's a queen 4 deuce. What a flop this is.
Yeah, dream flop for Jake. He's not only got the top pair with the better kicker, he also has the flush draw. And he's got his opponent leading out betting 500,000.
Oh, like a tide went to heaven when you see that happen.
Vince, Jake's hand's just too good to raise here, so he's just going to call. If he just had the king-queen without the flush draw, he might raise it. But with the flush draw, he's just calling, hope his opponent keeps leading out. Now the board pairs 4s. Now Andy looks back at his hand to make sure he's got the queens up. And he's going to check. And Jake checks right behind him. Both players checking top pair here. That's respect for the opponent.
River card to 3 of diamonds. So Jake hits the flush.
Well, you'd think that might slow Andy down a bit there. The guy called him on the flop, but doesn't slow him down at all.
Wow.
He's going to fire out here. Nearly 1.5 million.
That's just because the way Jake played this disguised his hand by not betting on the turn.
Vince, I just think it's an automatic call here with the king high flush. The board is paired. I mean, you don't think your opponent's got a full house, but
no.
What can you get paid off with if you move in here? That's the question. Is the guy going to have a smaller flush? Would he call you with just 2 pair?
All in.
He's going to push all in, try to get extra value out of that.
And now Andy says, what in the world is going on?
That face, that face.
Why do you take so long?
Why did he take so long to move in? Well, if you saw his hand, you'd know why. If you're sitting in Andy's seat, I tell you, you're thinking, wow, would this guy even raise with a flush? With a possible full house out there?
Oh, wow. Good drop, Andy.
Well, Andy gives it up.
Yeah, well invested, but he's going to let that one go.
The newest real money online poker room is here, and it's called WPT Global. Join the world's largest poker network with games running 24/7 with buy-in levels to suit all bankrolls. We've got tons of cash games at all stakes and tournaments every day with huge prize pools. Sign up today with this QR code and use bonus code YT85 and we'll match your first deposit dollar for dollar.
They are, but look at this. Andy has picked up queens. I'm going to raise to 225. Darren out. Jason Bryn, non-professional, also folding.
Mina out. Jake out. Over to Alex. In the big blind, he's going to make the call with the king-8 offsuit.
Here comes the flop, and it's a great one for Wong. Look at this, queen 3-3, queen's full. Alex checks.
Oh, look at this, a continuation bet, even though you flop top full in this spot. I know it looks suspicious if you don't make a continuation bet with that flop, but maybe you're better off to look suspicious there, Vince. Hope your opponent hits something on the turn or bluffs at the pot.
See how delicate he put that into? Like, oh, I have nothing, I'm scared. But that time, the queens go to waste. On to the next one.
Darren out. Jason out.
Mina Greco from Houston not gonna play. Jake also can't play. Battle of the blinds. Alex gonna call. And Andy now. He's gonna Look it down at the, oh man, back-to-back queens.
Wow, he flopped queens full last time. Alex called the raise with king 8 offsuit. Here he's going to call it with jack 8 offsuit.
Alex involved now. Let's see what happens. Oh boy, jack 6 deuce on the flop. Alex hits jacks, checks.
Yeah, Vince, when you call raises with jack 8 offsuits and you flop top pair, you're not going anywhere. So this could spell big trouble here for the young Australian.
And he's bet 355. Alex, with confidence, making his call. Could get ugly going to the turn.
And a 10 comes off. And again, Alex checks. Andy with the overpair. Gonna bet about half the size of the pot, 680,000.
Oh man, this is getting bloody here for Alex. He still thinks he might be in front.
Gonna make the call here.
Going to the river. Can Alex pick up and get lucky here? No, ace of spades.
Well, that may save Alex some money because this will probably go check, check.
Alex checks, and now Andy.
Wow, forget about checking. This guy is just betting here with 2 queens. I promise you most people would just check it down when that ace popped off on the river. Andy trying to get a value bet in here. Just incredible.
Well, he believes greed is good. I want my victim to pay me off more.
Alex saying, would he really bet ace high on the flop and the turn both?
Control the clock, please. Clock.
Oh, and look at this, Vince. Jason Bryn called the clock on Alex. And Alex quickly makes the call after that.
Awesome.
And it's going to lose this pot with 2 jacks.
No offense on you, that man. I just next level gets mean for me and her, so I don't want to waste this level.
Alex, the Australian, that's got to put him on a little bit of a tilt.
Poor Australian will be ducking his head down under after that.
And now the Andes are going up to 20,000. Blind 60, 120. To the felt we go. A couple folds around to Jason Bryn.
And Vince have got a Gillies here right in the middle of the casino. You can ride the bull if you want. Take a bad beat, just go ride the bull.
Yeah, you go. Well, Mina Greco's picked up aces.
Well, Vince, she came to the final table in 6th chip position. She finally picked him up. 2 aces. Going to raise on the button to 275,000.
Into the Floridian, Jake.
He is going to raise it with just a king 5.
Alex goes out. Back on Mina.
A 3rd chip stack, you're probably just going to raise it back here, but... And that's what she's doing, 1.3 million.
Yeah, quick fold there by Jake.
Sometimes you just want to take a chance with aces against a very aggressive player. If she just calls there and then checks the flop, you know Jake is going to make the continuation bet, but of course you can always get your aces cracked by slow playing them like that, so she just put the raise in, took down the pot. I don't blame her.
Okay, into the next hand, a couple folds around to Andy, who has picked up kings once again.
Wow, 2nd time he's had kings at this table. He lost with them last time.
Queens twice at the table, kings twice, and here's the raise.
250,000 is the bet.
Darren behind makes a quick call with ace jack of spades.
And Vince and all the players watching make a note. Darren Elias just called with ace jack of spades, did not 3-bet with it pre-flop.
Flop is a king, 10-7, and only gets better for Andy. 3 of a kind on the flop.
Well, now he's thinking, how can I extract chips from this tough player here? Let me bet 280,000 into an 800,000 pot and see what he does.
Darren, though.
And what he's going to do is call with the gut shot straight draw and the backdoor flush draw. Andy loving it. And he's really loving that card because Andy Wong has the best hand possible right now. He says, hey, the guy called me on the flop. Maybe he'll call me again. 535,000. And underneath his breath, he's saying, please raise it. Please make a move. Well, unfortunately for Andy, Darren moves out of the pot.
Enough abuse from Andy. 12.7 million in chips. Dominating this table at this point. Jake with about 9 million. Darren 6.8.
Playing well, running well, Vince. Tough combination to beat.
Okay, hand's been dealt to Darren. He's got a suited connector, 8-9 of spades.
Well, you always like to see flops with this hand, but you don't want to limp in because people know you got Jack 10, 10-9 suited, something like that. So you raise right up front. $250,000 by Darren.
Jason out. Nina out.
To Jake Schindler. Jake just going to make the call, wants to see a flop.
Alex goes away, and now Andy with just a 9-6.
Well, Vince, there's $800,000 in the pot already. It cost him $130,000 to make the call. He's the chip leader, can well afford to make it, and he does so.
He can afford to speculate. A beautiful place to be. Let's see what happens. Flop is a 9-6-5. 2-pair for Andy.
This flop could get Darren Elias in serious trouble. He's got top pair with a straight draw.
Darren is bet. Jake goes out. Andy with the 2-pair.
I bet you're hoping Darren Elias has an overpair here now where you can extract a lot of chips out of him by raising, and that's what he's doing. $975,000 is the bet. Well, Darren picks up his chips, so he's definitely playing. And he's playing it very aggressive, Vince. $2.1 million by Darren Elias. Well, Vince, if you're sitting in Andy's seat, you just think the guy's got a flush draw or an overpair in this spot. Just can't imagine you're not going to raise back with the top 2 pair.
All in.
There you go. Andy's gone all in, applying more pressure into poor Darren Elias.
He's going to have to give it up, Vince. He folds the 1 pair. The 2-time WPT champ struggling a bit right now. But how about Andy Wong? He is dabbing it.